workers are at the front line of the COVID-19 outbreak response, and as such, are exposed to the hazards that put them at risk of the infection. Let us help to stop the spread of the virus and protect ourselves by practicing social distancing and washing our hands thoroughly and frequently. This is InfoHub for Friday, April 3, 2020. We have lots to tell you. There are now 23 confirmed COVID-19 cases in Guyana, while death remains at 4. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Karen Boyle updated the nation today.
I know that your task is going to be challenging as the days go by, but we are putting measures in place for your protection. The Ministry of Public Health is working with the Ministry of Communities to ensure that transportation is in place for our healthcare workers to and from work. Regarding equipment, the ministry is working to ensure that a stock of PPEs reaches all health facilities.
Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Karen Boyle. Dr. Boyle also disclosed that the Public Health Ministry is seeking to provide housing for those health workers dealing with critical persons so as to reduce the risk of infecting their family members. As of April 2, 2020, Guyana's confirmed COVID-19 cases have climbed to 23, with 1 inconclusive case, while the number of deaths remain at 4.
The total number of persons who have been tested has moved from 75 to 83, with 23 positives, 59 negatives, and 1 inconclusive. As of yesterday, calls to the COVID-19 hotline moved to 1,315. The number of persons in institutional quarantine is now 34, while 12 persons are in institutional isolation.
Additionally, the Deputy Chief Medical Officer noted that on Sunday, April 5, the ministry will be rolling out an app on NCN where citizens can conduct COVID-19 self-tests.
Your information will go to the surveillance team, an assessment will be done, and the team will contact you if necessary. This app will further strengthen the efforts made thus far by the Ministry of Public Health to meet the needs of persons who may suspect that they have signs and symptoms of COVID-19.
The Public Health Ministry continues to plead with Guyanese to take the necessary precautions and to adhere to the daily advisories published in an effort to prevent themselves from contracting the deadly virus.
I am pleading with all of you citizens to be responsible, to take this situation seriously, and to assist us in our efforts to combat the coronavirus disease in Guyana.
InfoHub is also following the hearing of the GCOM's injunction case, where the appeal court is questioning whether the full court has jurisdiction to make a ruling. Appeal Court Judge Justice Dawn Gregory Barnes Friday morning said the full court may not have had jurisdiction in the first place to hear the appeal by the opposition PPP on the jurisdiction matter of the High Court in the Guyana Elections Commission's injunction matter. Justice Gregory Barnes put the question to the attorney for the PPP, Douglas Mendez, during his submission in the application for leave to file an appeal made by private citizen Yulita Moore. Justice Gregory Barnes said, and I quote, "My concern is whether the nature of what was before the court was in fact held within the jurisdiction of the full court. I say that to ask whether it was not the Court of Appeal to have entertained the appeal on the jurisdiction." End of quote. According to Justice Barnes, Guyana's laws lay out the appellate tier of appeals. She further cited Article 133 of the Constitution. My question is whether the full court, which traditionally has been a court to deal with interlocutory appeals, indeed is the court to entertain an appeal that concerns constitutional questions. I believe that all the parties say that there are some constitutional questions involved. GCOM also indicated that it will be awaiting the ruling of the Court of Appeal before any further decisions will be taken in its plan to carry out the national recount of the March 2 votes. The court will hand down its decision on Sunday, April 5. In the meantime, GCOM has decided to conduct a national recount of votes cast in the March 2 general and regional elections.
The recount of the votes will be done in chronological order from regions 1 to 10. The decision was made as the Commission met on Friday to deliberate on the way forward following the ruling of the full court on March 31. That ruling dismissed an injunction filed by private citizen Yulita Moore to block a national recount of the votes. GCOM Commissioner Vincent, Alexander, 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 Vincent, Alexander
a recount under the Representation of the People's Act. This recount is being done under provisions of the Constitution, which says that GCOM can deal with its difficulties as it deems fit, in addition to Section 22 of the Representation of the People's Act, but is not being dealt with under the normal procedure of Section 84.
However, he noted that the modalities under which the recount will be carried out are still to be ironed out.
The administration has made it clear that we have to give them clear directions about what we mean by a recount and how we proceed with the recount. That has not yet been done. That discussion has started. 7 issues were raised in relation to that. The first one being, 1, it is a GCOM, Commission Supervised Recount, if it occurs. 2, there has to be a clear directive and an order from GCOM to the administration on this question. You have to decide if the recount is merely a recount of the votes or whether all of the material in the box will be taken into consideration. That is the proxies, the people who voted without ID cards, and all of that.
The modalities will be clearly laid out in a subsequent meeting. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Let's tell you now that the working hours of the passport and immigration offices across the country have been amended as of Wednesday, April 1 until further notice. Offices in Georgetown, Linden, and New Amsterdam will open for service on weekdays between 8 hours and 12 hours only. The Department of Citizenship made this decision as the nation continues its efforts to stop the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have more news for you after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Guyana Oil Company Limited, Guyoil, has announced significant price reductions for fuel as a way to bring relief to businesses and citizens amid COVID-19.
This recent announcement represents the company's second price reduction in less than a month. It applies to all Guyoil service stations nationwide. The new prices represent a $71 per liter decrease for Super 95 gasoline, a $48 per liter decrease for gas oil, and a $42 per liter decrease for kerosene. InfoHub took its camera to downtown where persons could be seen stocking up on fuel at the various service stations. It was highlighted that the continued supply and distribution of petroleum products are essential to people's lives and business operation. It is in this context that the company will take all the necessary steps to ensure the safety of their staff and customers to ensure business continuance. The company's most recent price reduction was announced on the 18th of March 2020. This new price reduction brings it to a 38% discount overall. Neil Damon, InfoHub.
To further ensure the safety of citizens during this pandemic, the Parika Supanam speedboat service has suspended operations until further notice. Regional Executive Officer Dennis Jaikaran made the decision following recommendations provided by the Regional Health Emergency Committee of Region 2. A meeting was held on Thursday with key stakeholders. The Parika Good Hope ferry service will continue to operate 2 round trips per day, one in the morning and another in the evening, with no more than 100 passengers on each vessel. Guyanese were seen earlier today stocking up on their groceries, following the Mayor and City Council's announcement that the Stabroek Market and Border Market will only be opened on Fridays between 7 to 13 hours.
The MCC's directive takes effect from April 4, 2020. According to a press release issued by the Council on Thursday, all municipal markets will be closed until further notice and applies to all categories of food sellers and street vendors. Vending is also prohibited on Sunday at the Albaistown Market until further notice. The Fridays only market day will also be conducted under strict guidelines with specific focus on social distancing. These measures aim to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Neil Damon, InfoHub.
As the number of coronavirus cases continues to increase locally, it is necessary for you to practice proper hygiene to safeguard yourself and family. Here's a short video from the World Health Organization. Remember to do your part to ensure you do not put yourself at risk during this time. Contrary to what is being said, you can recover from the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. Catching the new coronavirus does not mean you will have it for life. Most of the people who catch COVID-19 can recover and eliminate the virus from their bodies. If you do have a cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but call the hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on all our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. Also, subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Stay safe and goodbye for now.